Girls, Uncle Jake's gonna tell you a story. It's a story about a man waiting on a still that just wouldn't trickle down. Clem stared at the copper tube winding down from the top of the still. The tip rested on a porcelain jug that sat on an upturned crate. He was quietly mumbling to himself, as he had done away every night for the last 7 years. Dang, God of the still, have mercy. Let me see a trickle down of your blessed juice. The stool he sat on creaked as his knees knocked together. A fat spider scrambled underneath the copper pot where the fire should have been. The kerosene lamp sputtered, and Clem got up and turned the wick up a bit. Damn, he muttered. 7 years and not a drop. Just then he heard a rustle in the dirt behind him. He turned around and with a jaundiced eye saw his neighbor Billy standing in the door of the ramshackle shed. Clem, you have plumb lost your foolish mind, proclaimed Billy. For 7 damn years you've been huddled over this stinking still every night, waiting for a trickle down from that cold pot. I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, well a day, you gotta light a fire for that damn thing to work. Well, Clem stood up and spat out a chunk of tobacco he'd been roiling around in his mouth. Shut up, Billy, just shut up. You know this here is a magic still. I got it from the old still god Ronnie Reagan. He said there is no way it won't work before he dropped dead. Billy shook his head and took off his hat, and he held it like a preacher. Clem, old pal, every day you work for that mean old straw boss, Willard Mitt Romney. You give him and his people all your best corn. You shovel out his stables. You done break your back every day working at that Rove farm. Not once have they ever done a thing for you. A man like you ought to wake up and smell the coffee. Oh, hell, Clem grumbled. Billy turned and ceremoniously replaced his hat on his head and walked away into the night. Plumb foolish old coot. Be dead afore he sees a trickle. As Billy got further away, his words echoed in Clem's head. Clem thought to himself what he'd been told. If he did what the straw boss Willard told him to do every day, if he kept the Rove farm clean and free of undesirables, if he gave all his best corn up to them, the magic Reagan still was supposed to trickle down. He imagined in his head hundreds of full jugs of the sweet elixir. He remembered that Ronnie Reagan once told him that facts are stupid things. In his mind, he agreed. He was glad that Billy had gone. He sat back down on the stool, his knees knocked together. He grabbed another wad of tobacco and took up his mumbling. Dang, God of the still, have mercy. Let me see a trickle down. Just a trickle down.